Hello, my loves. Welcome back to another journal entry. Today is journal entry number 5, I believe. Oh man, what a weird, great week. I was definitely struggling, but also happy about getting to rest a little bit, have a refeed. If you guys watched this week's video, I got to take 3 days off of cardio, and then we had 2 refeeds, and then my physique afterwards was great. Like, my body felt good, and it was just weird because I was like, what do I do with myself? You know, when you're so used to waking up, doing cardio, or like going and training, and then your coach is like, hey, you need to rest. It's like, what? Are you sure? And I think that that's always a weird thing for bodybuilders, especially when you're on prep, because for so long you're pushing, and then when you're told to pull back, you're like, what? It feels like wrong, but it's not. And this made me realize that there's always like this fear with pulling back. You know what I mean? And I used to think that if I didn't train, didn't do cardio, didn't push hard enough or whatever, needed to rest, was on my period, whatever it might be, that I was actually failing, that I was getting worse, that I was taking 5 steps backwards. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way. Maybe you miss a training session, or your body has been screaming at you to take like some time off. You have a lot of things going on in life, like emotionally, like that takes a toll on your body because it definitely holds on to it. And we have this idea that if we give our body what it's asking for, which rest, maybe it's a refeed or whatever, that we're taking 5 steps back, that our progress is going to disappear, that we're going to stall or whatever it might be. And like sometimes I still feel that way. Like that's how I felt when I like was getting the rest and the refeed. Although my mind knew like this is a good sign, it means that like my body looks good enough that I can actually do this, you know what I mean? But also there was the like, oh no, but what if I gain weight? What am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with my time? You know what I mean? But what I have come to realize is that sometimes, most of the time, when you do this for yourself, you are actually not taking 5 steps backwards. You're actually just pausing and standing still so that later on you could take 5 steps forward. And each time in my bodybuilding preps, or not even preps, just in life where I go through a season of pushing, and then maybe I go through a season of needing to pull back a little bit, whether it is with training or with socializing, or with being like, you know what, that relationship's not serving me, that friendship's not serving me, and like pulling back in that sense, I've taken 5 steps forward later. That's what this prep is actually like kind of the culmination of, right? So, again, sometimes taking that time for yourself, however you are doing it, isn't 5 steps backwards. It's just pausing to take 5 steps forward later. And that's exactly what happened. You know, I gave my body the rest because I was forced to. I ate more food and my weight didn't go up. Nothing. I felt better. My mind was clear, my body felt better, and then that gives me the ability to push harder later in prep when that time does come. So that's what I learned this week, and I hope that helps you a little bit in your journey, whether it's bodybuilding or you're just trying to get like your dream physique, or just in your personal life, whatever it might be. But sometimes we have this like obsession of like that doing more is going to be better. You know, we try to like white knuckle our way through. Like if I just work harder, if I just train harder, if I just work longer hours, make like, I don't know, that it'll all just work, right? And sometimes the answer is actually, okay, pause, so that later we can take 5 steps forward. So I love you guys so much. I'm super excited to see what we're doing after this refeed and like what coach has to say about it and the results that we get from it. But as always, I love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think. Bye.